This video is brought to you by Cool Green Clothing. Cool Green Clothing is a Baltimore-based clothing line that started back in 2018 and has been growing strong ever since. Make sure you follow Cool Green Clothing on Facebook and IG at Cool Green Clothing, and check out their website, coolgreenclothing.com, where you can find the latest cool green fashions and hats, women's apparel, and the latest men's collection. Remember, if you ain't coolin' and getting the green, you're in the wrong.
Yeah, shout out my nigga Cool Green on the fit though. Got me drippy, you heard?
Oh man, check out my man, yo, you feel me? Yo, be getting me right, you feel me? Big clothing for real, you feel me? Come with everything for real, I'm grabbing everything from my man, yo, you feel me? Shout out to my man, yo, you feel me? Support, you heard? Yes, sir.
Cool Green right here, Sadie. Cool Green, you already know downtown B-More, that's where we at. You already know representing New York, Harlem shit right here, uptown. But we downtown right now. You see that? My man, yo, come and get my man Cool Green. Rock it, you see it. I'm gonna make it look good for niggas to get. Daddy, sales is going up today because of the Cool Greens.
And I'm telling you, follow Cool Green Clothing. It's so important for us to support our entrepreneurs. There's so much talent in Baltimore. And as a creative entrepreneur myself, I know how hard it is. And I love to see just people going out there and going for their dreams. So let's get it.
What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2Times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. And tonight we're gonna talk about the SSB. That's short for the South Side Brims. You feel me? That's a blood organization. Now this video gonna be based out of all of Maryland, but Baltimore too. So don't be like, yo, they ain't from Baltimore, because they was in Baltimore too. So let's get right into it. When you think of gangs, the first place you might think of is Cali or Chicago. But lately, gangs have been forming everywhere in every city in large numbers. One gang or group being the SSB, short for South Side Brims, a blood set that first organized in Cali. Before one man, we will call R for short, asked permission from his OG in Cali to start a branch of Brims in Maryland. Upon approval, the gang would start recruiting all over Maryland, starting from Western Maryland to the Eastern Shore, all the way to Baltimore. When the chief in Maryland, being R, according to sources, was started as a handful of dudes with red rags, quickly evolved into an enterprise with mob ties all through Maryland, Cali, and New York. Each city affiliated with the SSB had their leader and missions. Some were trappers, some robbers, some hitters. Money was being made in the form of trafficking, getting product for a cheap price, taking it to these small cities throughout Maryland, and doubling or tripling the profit. But of course, when you are a part of an organization, you got to pay taxes as a member to keep everything moving. It shrunk in numbers, and the gang was growing and becoming more and more aggressive. Alleged home invasions, robberies, murder for hire, with the OGs calling the shots. The set was a long way from his own turf, but business as usual, expanding to South Carolina, Jersey, Frederick, Maryland, and more. Being part of the SSB means working your way up the ranks. The more work you put in, the more your name and status goes up. Meanwhile, in Baltimore, the fraction of SSB were recruiting hard and making the gang money. Whether it was selling smack or blickies, money had to be made, and members took this to the next level. All the 5-star general in Maryland would go through the gang's first lady, finding out who had the cheap product, from girl, smack, and pills. Also who was green lighted to be robbed, in which the younger guys or foot soldiers would be responsible for. Initiation to the set could be as easy as getting jumped in or putting in real work. The Maryland set main goal was to make the Cali set proud. Doing all the missions and money, police in all these areas were wondering about the rise in crime and started asking around. And eventually, once the police realized this was the real deal, not just a homegrown gang, and it was city to city, not just one place, the state authorities enlisted the help of the feds, and the infamous Rico would be started, pointing out key members, investigating hits, attempts, home invasions, and other crimes, alleging the Maryland fraction of SSB was responsible for the wave of crimes and rise of murder rates in more than 6 Maryland counties and cities, including Baltimore. The gang was hot. The feds were on the big members, even snatching R up, the big man. But as we all know, real organizations keep it going. Bills still need to be paid, and families need to be taken care of. Eventually, a 35-member indictment came down on members all through Maryland. But it seemed no witnesses would cooperate until the feds started hitting members with witness intimidation and accusing R of still running the gang from the jail. Charges were being trumped up, and the feds wanted members to do 20 to life if convicted. R being the oldest member at the time at age 34, just that fast, the gang was dismantled, but not before making their mark in Baltimore and other counties across Maryland. South Side Brims, a set that started all the way in Cali, ended up in Maryland, and of course, it hit Baltimore, and it took off like a wildfire. Baltimore has always been a violent city from the drug trade. Gangs just made it worse. But just remember, when you screaming gang, gang, that Rico will dismantle your whole squad. You don't have to feel like you gotta join something to feel loved or important. Because when it falls down, are you ready for that 20 years or life? Even if you come home, being on gang enhancement, even if you change your life and get a job, if you move to an area that your gang is in and something happens, even if you don't know the people involved, they grabbing you too. So think before you say gang, gang. But hey, that's the Baltimore way. Man, it's crazy, you feel me? Like, I ain't really know too much about this set, you know what I mean? Somebody requested this video. I know it's Bloods in Baltimore, you feel me? It been Bloods in Baltimore. When I was in Hagerstown, back in 04, 05, it was Bloods, but it's like it grew, you know what I mean? In the Eastern Shore, you know, I remember once upon a time, people ain't talk too much about Salisbury and all that. But now, you know, they on the map, you feel me? Frederick, Maryland, you know what I mean? All over Maryland, Elk Ridge, like people getting it in. So it ain't just Baltimore no more. It's kind of like the whole Maryland. But yeah, man, crazy story, man. A lot of these dudes got convicted, you know what I mean? Some women got convicted. Like I said, they had a first lady. You know, they tried to link it back to Cali, to the OGs. But of course, you feel me, the Cali dudes, they been doing this so long that they probably ain't even give real names, you know what I mean? So even though they letting these dudes create these branches, it's like, if y'all fall, you feel me? Like, it ain't got nothing to do with us. But you know, that's street rule 101, so you can't really fault them for that, man. But yeah, this is another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Be sure to like, comment, share the video. I appreciate the love and support like always. If you rocking with me, be sure to subscribe. I love y'all, fam. I'm out.